it's really tiring. No more tunnels anymore. Okay, so I'm not sure if I can continue here. This is the actual route, but yeah, it's completely broken and I don't know how it continues. Apparently people walk here, but the tunnel itself was open and it seemed like a normal tunnel. I didn't even realize it was the tunnel we just crossed, but here the road is completely broken. So probably because of stone this fell down, this concrete thing broke down. It just continues like this with a small rope. For this you need safety and a rope, and I don't have neither safety nor rope. So let's not risk anything, let's go back to the tunnel. I just checked on GPS. The tunnel was correct, so I should have ended up here. But as I said before, I don't continue there because it's simply too dangerous without any safety. So here is a trail up that goes to a mirador, and from there I need them to descend down back to the street. Will be a bit boring, but let's see. The climbing up I think is very steep, but it has the stairs, so it's okay. Good, now some coffee. I will switch to the head strap and have fun.
Since it was not possible to continue, I needed to walk a way up the cliffs, where I then should be able to completely descend down the cliffs. And this was the trail. After the initial climb up, this trail was nothing more than a 20 centimeters wide goat path. Left were massive stones and right hundreds meters of free fall till the ground. I regularly checked my GPS, reassuring I didn't lose the track, even though there would have been no possibility to leave this trail. I climbed in cliffs and on glaciers. I know my abilities and my limits and the border between stupidity and safety. Here, I reached it. I saw how the trail looked like after the curve, and basically this goat path became even smaller. Without safety and rope, no chance to continue. So my only possibilities: turn back, follow the levada back to the street where I crossed yesterday. But this will cost me significant extra time. But right now, it's not the time to think about it. Every step on this cliff needs to be properly set and carefully made.
Good, welcome back. That was a fail. So apparently this is Marcus' official trail, but I recommend you to not go it. Here was okay going up and going along the cliff, but then the way gets too narrow and you don't have any safety anymore. So if you fall, you fall completely down. Now again here I need to figure out what I should do now. I cannot continue here, I cannot go up here. Right here. The strange thing is I saw in the morning hikers which came from my direction. So from the other direction. So there must be some way. It didn't look like super crazy climbers. Anyways, cheers. Good, so I go back to the tunnel. The bad thing is that I lost a couple of hours now because of this tour through the mountains and to the climbing around. It is now 12:28. Again, it gets dark at 6:15, something like this. I'm running out of time.
So back to the tunnel and to the other side. If you're confused, don't forget to watch part 1. And hey, if you like this video, why not support me and my projects? For this, just press the like button and subscribe to my channel. So, but now, back to the tunnel.
There we are again. So, on my map is another official hiking trail drawn in. I will check, but I don't know. It doesn't look very promising and I don't want to make the same thing than before again. Actually, it looks better. Good. My GPS, or the track, which is not my track, it's an official one, says it goes up here. I don't want to make another 1 hour climb for nothing. So I will just fly my drone, scout, see what's there. Maybe I can spot something. Camera to camera. Inception! Fly!
On the drone I could not clearly see how and if this trail continues.
Back to the house where I slept. Wasted basically half a day and then walk along the street. It gets slowly a routine that I need to walk on the street. Ooh. Ooh. Ah. Ooh. Cool. There on the other side, to the Levada, as I said before, it goes through this cliff. There are hikers and they're walking in my direction, so I'm thinking we'll ask them what's their route. Maybe I just oversaw like the way or something, but on GPS and on the maps there's no official way drawn in except of these two. It says like you shouldn't continue to the tunnel because it's blocked. That's why I was skeptic about it. But then the second hike up there was an official trail, and the second one where I just flew the drone as well. So no idea. I'm here again. I will make now my night setup. Joke. This was really frustrating, but it's part of the adventure.
The plan is to climb down the cliffs, follow their street for a few kilometers till I can climb up the cliffs again and meet the Levada.
I wanna take you around the world so I can show you that you're perfect. Take you to my old hood where I hit my first lick. Take you around places that I used to go and stomp around. Hey now, I wanna take you to my mama's house and show you what she's cooking. Take you to my daddy's house and show you what he's smoking. Take you to my siblings too and show you all the things we do for you, yeah. Now
Good. So I am now down on 110 meters. There is a good news. The good news is there's a Tashka and there I should be able to get a coffee. I really deserve and need one right now. But from there I will check basically how I continue. I'm not sure yet. I need to spend a couple of minutes on the map seeing the possibilities. Plan was to, if the tunnel would have been closed, which I assumed from the beginning, my plan was to basically descend down on this trail. That was not possible, as you saw. But then if I would have reached the bottom, I would have reached this street here where we are going now. Now I'm here on the street, so I just continue walking there. The problem is now it's 3:14, 3:15, something like this. That means it gets dark in 3 hours, less than 3 hours. And probably I need to walk 1 or 2 hours along this street. And then I need to climb up again. And I need to hope that I find something to sleep. And I'm hungry, I didn't have lunch. I arrived at the place here, have a coffee, and I'm planning another route. I'm thinking of, because it's getting late, skipping the part along the street and going basically directly back to the LEVADA do Norte where I can access it. Anyways, got some coffee.
There's a place that I call home, where the oak trees grow, where the moonlight glows. But I wish that I was somewhere else, where the sound of city lights keeps me company at night. She's got a sweet personality, smiling from inside the window screen, and she's opening the door.
Look who I found. Let me update you what happened. So basically I decided after I had the coffee that it doesn't make any sense to continue hiking 3 hours along the street. I decided to take a taxi, went up to the earliest place where I can meet the LEVADA again, which is on top here, basically on the other side of the cliff. The LEVADA goes before from the cliff down, and then in pipes the water is transported. Along these pipes you cannot hike anyways. I basically switched the cliff, now I'm here again and continue along the LEVADA. Good, finally back on the trail. It's around 5 o'clock now and it gets dark in 1 hour and 15 minutes. Let's see how far I get and if I find a nice spot to sleep. There on the other side we were before, and now we switch the cliffs and continue here along this beautiful LEVADA. Beautiful LEVADA do Norte. There was one thing that I was really worried about, but I didn't want to talk about: finding a camp spot. Yesterday I was really lucky finding this house and sleeping on the veranda. But today it seemed I was not so lucky and I was not able to find a proper camp spot. On the left side there were steep slopes and on the right side the LEVADA. In between just this 20 centimeters wide path. So friends of the camping adventures, it's getting dark in 15 minutes. I gave up finding a spot. Of course you can sleep like here, but I don't want to sleep in the middle of the way. So what I decided, there down is a hotel. I called them, asked, and they have a room free. And there I'm heading now. I will sleep there and continue tomorrow the Pier 17. And then after the Pier 17 basically continue to the spring of the LEVADA. And then the big challenge begins. I need to find a way to get home. Today was, I would say, a bit catastrophic, but c'est la vie, that's part of adventure.
I danced with the devil till 3 in the night, but I swear I ain't done this before. Though crippled, my mind came the clear morning light, and I won't dance with the devil no more.
Look at this comfort. Just took a shower and I'm so dead. I just realized it now that I'm actually super tired. The last night I didn't sleep very well. I will go eat something. Good morning. The sun just raised. It's around 7 or something. I will pack my stuff and hit the road.
And after some coffees, I was ready to continue my hike. It was around 24 kilometers to the spring.
I'm back. There was hell of an incline and directly after breakfast, not nice. I filtered now some water and ready to hit the first tunnel and making my journey to the spring of LEVADA do Norte. The first tunnel of today.
This 24 kilometer long journey today should lead me from Encumeada, where I slept, till here to the spring.
It's really narrow.
Since the Levada needs to run without any electricity or pumps, there are a lot of tunnels built through the mountains, and the Levada follows basically the cliff. Did I actually mention that I hate tunnels? Maybe I will say it more often today.
Night! We made it! Woohoo! Nice! We're on the other side of this mountain. It was a pretty long tunnel actually. It looks like a jungle. Look at this. We crossed the tunnel and from a more alpine environment we are now in the middle of a beautiful jungle.
You're feeling something you can't explain. You feel the blood is pumping faster in your veins. Don't know what's coming or what to say. Just got that feeling that you gotta get away. Yeah, you had your time, but now I'm gonna get what's mine. There's nowhere left on earth for you to hide. I'm gonna take your crown, write your name out of this town. Oh, it's too late to stop it now. In your bloodline, you'll see the red inside my eyes. They'll be burning till I put you in the ground. I'm gonna hunt you down. Yeah, I'm the nightmare.
The thing that fascinates me the most about Madeira is how versatile it is and how many different climates and different areas it has. If you remember, we started our journey Câmara de Lobos, where it was really dry, it was very hot and basically perfect for beach holiday. Then we went over some detours up the cliffs. On the cliffs it was quite harsh, very rocky, and now after alpine environment we end now here in the jungle. And this is so cool. It's in total 90 kilometers that we made, but following this one Levada basically gave us minimum 4 different climate zones. This is really unique.
If you visit or live in Madeira, you definitely will notice this extraordinary climate. Because of its geographical location, the orography, the impact of the mountain and the Atlantic Ocean on the island, Madeira has several large microclimates. Another amazing and unique thing about this beautiful island.
Okay, I just left the tunnel and now the next one again. Whew. Let's do that.
The first part of today's hike were partially on a famous hiking trail, the PR17. And remember, I hate tunnels, okay? Doing this part, I had a safe feeling of well-maintained tunnels. But now, these tunnels were past the trail. And obviously it doesn't make any difference. But hey, in situations like this, we are not always rational. So my heart rate got pretty high. I think I told you this in the last episode, but facing your fear and getting out of the comfort zone makes me feel alive, pushing my boundaries, my fear and the abilities of my body. Only if you get this uncomfortable, you can appreciate comfort. That's part of this channel, comfort through discomfort. So let's do this.
Whew. That was another tunnel. It's really tiring because I cannot stand up properly, so I need to go down like this, and that's really difficult, especially with the weight. It feels like making squats. My goodness. Whew. Whoa, f***ing hell. Oh, was this cold, but actually quite nice. Holy oh. So I'm completely soaked, but actually it was quite refreshing and nice. If you do this, put out your rain cover.
I got closer and closer to the spring and I made a pretty good progress, but then... An almost 2 kilometer long tunnel, more difficult than the others. The path was on some parts broken and it was more narrow than all the others. With my backpack and my height I was forced to crawl on some parts.
Almost. Whew. This tunnel totally stressed me. Whew. Let's go.
Looking back, there was of course no reason to be afraid or to be stressed. But as we said before, in these moments we are not always rational. And by the way, did I tell you I hate tunnels? Guess what? On the horizon, another tunnel with the same length again.
Good. This last tunnel was a real It was super narrow, it was like no space at all and very uncomfortable. It was horrible. So I'm almost there. I don't have proper GPS right now, but I think it's maximum 2-3 kilometers. And we had
Mama de Levada do Norte.
I hope there are now no more tunnels because I realized that I needed for the last 2 tunnels 1 hour. It's crazy, you cannot really walk very fast. Plus it was very narrow. I hope you enjoyed the video so far. If you do, give a thumbs up and please subscribe to my channel for more crazy adventures. Thank you very much. And let's continue.
After 3 days, I was so close to the beginning of the Levada do Norte, just a few kilometers left. For returning back home, I had 2 possible routes. The short one, to climb down to a town called Seixal, and the long one, hiking to another Levada, crossing the whole island until climbing down on the south side of the island.
I hate these tunnels. I don't know how many I did today already. Uncountable. And another tunnel. But this one seems very short. It's the tunnels are like, wow, look at this. This is crazy. This is narrow. Shit. That's interesting.
This is one of the big streams bringing a huge amount of water into the Levada do Norte. Basically, not the mother of the Levada, but maybe something like the aunt.
Look at this. The Levada is only that small anymore.
And then, after 3 days, dozens of kilometers, I made the final steps to the Madre de Levada do Norte. And this is the mother of one of the biggest levadas. I was not sure what to expect, but this was really beautiful.
I made it! This is the end of my journey. I made it to the beginning of the Levada do Norte.
Now there's only one thing left, going back home. Because it was already quite late, I decided to hike the short route directly to Seixal. And for this I needed first to completely climb down the mountain, on this very steep trail. As I reached the bottom, it got already pretty dark, and I almost lost my trail.
I'm not sure what happened, but it seems to be the right way. That's at least what my GPS tells me.
Because it went across this river.
Alright, so it seems I lost a bit of track, but here's a sign. So I crossed the river here now.
Even though it was already pretty dark, I tried to push the last kilometers and I hiked through this beautiful valley. But now the not so nice thing began. I needed to hike 4 kilometers on the street to the town, and it was already completely dark. But eventually I reached it.
I made it to Seixal.
Alright, that was it. That was the Levada do Norte adventure. While this video is published, I'm not in Madeira anymore. I'm on my next travel destinations. And if you want to see my travels and my adventures in real time while I go through them, join me on Instagram. And if you want to support this video and my channel, give a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much. See you next week.